Here with you tonight to bring you more high school tournament basketball action. Tonight it's the boys on the road against Lima, the higher seed in the Division IV tournament. Going to get things started on the tournament trail tonight. Coach Meister. Bryan Bears had a tough regular season, come in tonight at 6-16, finished 3-4 in the league. Kind of a tough stretch at the end of the year for the boys team. But the nice thing that they talk about all the time with tournaments is this is the second season. You throw the records out the window, it's 0-0, and you got a chance to do some positive things. And if you're Coach Parker and his crew, you know, you've got a couple of senior starters. Your senior point guard went out early in the year. Your other senior doesn't play a lot. So really it's a youth movement most of the year. You got a chance to finish strong here and send your young guys into the offseason, whether it's tonight or the next game, with some positive feelings and try to find a way to build your program.
Absolutely, it's huge because you're exposing your young kids to tournament action for the first time. Knowing you're coming in as the lower seed, expectations from the outside aren't high for a tournament game. I think Coach Parker's message, I hope, all week is just let it rip. We have nothing to lose. The Bears have played hard. They have gotten better in certain facets this year. And it is the second season. Like you said, everybody is 0-0. So a chance for the Bears, that program, to take, again, another step forward as Coach Parker continues to build.
Yeah, and I think you got to feel comfortable about who you are at this point. 22 games in, you know who you are, you know what your strengths and weaknesses are offensively and defensively. They've worked on some things this week. They feel like, you know, when the tournament draw came up, they had an opportunity to go to Ottawa, to Van Wert, or to Bath. And they looked at matchups, and they know Van Wert. They saw them earlier in the year, and with their big and with their speed, they knew that was a tough matchup. Ottawa-Glandorf, I think, just by the sounds of it, is a bad idea to go play at the Supreme Court in the first round of a tournament game. So when they looked at Bath, they felt like inside, outside, even with Bath being a more veteran team, they only play 6 guys, and it's 2 seniors, 3 juniors, and a sophomore. Even them being more veteran, they liked their chances better being able to use some inside-out offense and maybe speed up some guards.
Yeah, definitely. You look at Van Wert and OG, they certainly have much more firepower than Lima Bath. I think the last team that we wanted to play is a team that can get up in the 70s on a consistent basis. That's just not how we're built. Bath certainly will tend to score less points, make it more of a possession game. So I agree. I think it is the right job of matching up with Bath. I think it is a good matchup for them.
All right, well, it's Division IV sectional basketball action at Bath tonight. The Bears at Lima Bath. This is the Bryan Athletic Boosters countdown to tip-off. We'll be back with more right after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
This community is more than a place. It's where we celebrate victories and where we lean on one another in times of loss. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're proud to be rooted here, serving with care and compassion when it matters most. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bath High School for boys tournament basketball action. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. Well, they didn't meet in the regular season this year, but the the Bears and the Wildcats matched up the last 5 years before that, and in those 5 years, Bryan came away with just one win back in March of 24, 11 points. Last year when they played in the regular season, Bath beat Bryan 61-43. So looking for a little bit of redemption, hopefully some good mojo after the girls knocked off Lima Bath in the girls tournament action on Tuesday night at Miller City. So let's look a little bit at the Lima Bath Wildcats here, Coach Meister, and our host for tonight's ball game.
For the Lima Bath Wildcats, they are led, and it won't be hard for the Bears fans to keep track of their best three scorers because their uniform numbers are 1, 2, and 3.
Keeping it simple for us.
Yeah, they are coached by Dre White in his second season of 2010. Lima Bath grad, 27 and 17 overall. Leading scorers Logan Markley, averages 17.8 points per game and 6.3 rebounds. And he was just named to the first team all WBL team. They score about 53.6 per game, and they allow about 49.4. And to stop a little bit of that scoring point is what you and I had just addressed of Van Werden and OG. They're up in the 60s and 70s. Bath much more comfortable playing in that 50s, which is where Bryan wants to be at anyways.
And we'll see the schedule here for Lima Bath, get an idea how they got to that overall 14-8 record. A little bit of up and down, especially in the second half of the season, but they played some good competition, had a really good year in the WBL, a tough league. They beat Ottawa for just the 4th time in 58 tries this year. So if you are a Bath Wildcat, that's one you're going to put on the front of the stat book during the banquet at the end of the year for sure.
Could we go the rest of this broadcast and not mention Ottawa Glandorf again? I just get some PTSD, some shakes and things like that. Nothing big.
Keep talking about them, you're going to forget your name for the next half an hour. And look at our Bryan Golden Bears then as they enter tournament action at 6-16 under the leadership of Coach Jacob Parker.
Yeah, Coach Jacob Parker, a second season of rebuilding the Bryan basketball program at 14-30. Bears shooting 38.4% from the field and 23.8 from the three. 53.7 from the free throw line, 10.5 assists, 12 turnovers, and about 24.5 rebounds a game. Bears score 44.9 and allow 51.3, almost a reversal of what Bath is offensively and defensively. And we know at times the Bears have struggled scoring. We know at times they've struggled from the free throw line. So one of the things I think we look for tonight is how well do the Bears shoot it early and often.
Yep, let's look at the Bears' schedule here. 6-16, ended up 3-4 in that NWOAL. Good number there considering where they've come from in the league, but that stretch at the end is where it causes some concern, and you want to see the Bears play well tonight. Obviously, a win is what you want, but you want to see some good competitive basketball. The Bears kind of fell apart a little bit at the end of the year, so a good showing here can propel you into your offseason a lot better.
It is. Now, I'd hope as you look at that schedule that one of the things Coach Parker reminded the kids, their losses, Patrick Henry, Van Wert, Liberty Center, Fairview, Bowling Green, Salina, Paulding, Archibald, those are all teams that have easily double-digit wins. They played really good competition, but like you said, a young team, sometimes that can be a confidence shaker.
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk about keys to the game tonight for both of these teams. Keys to the game brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers. Have been your hometown real estate company for the last 45 years, consistently remaining #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. Let's start off with Lima Bath and their keys for tonight's sectional game.
Yeah, their three scorers have to get quality shots. We said at 1, 2, and 3. Dagan Hawkins, Logan Markley, and Josiah Clark, all three getting honors in the WBL. Those three kids, they have to get good shots to score for Bath to be successful. They need to keep Bryan out of the paint. They need to make Bryan make some threes and keep them out of the paint so their offense becomes an outside in. And then they need to limit the offensive rebounds. Bath does have a little bit of a height advantage, so they do not want to give Bryan any second chance points if possible.
Watching Bath play a little bit, I watched some film of them against Defiance, some against Adelphi St. John's. Defiance had a nice post player. St. John's, a couple bigs inside, but nobody that was real strong. I think Bath's more of a perimeter-oriented offense. Markley will go down and put his back to the basket a little bit. But other than that, I think it's going to be a matter of who shoots the ball well and who can take away that dribble drive, and who, when they do get to the rim, finish or kick to an open shooter and they can make it. All right, let's look at the Bears' keys to the game tonight then.
Be aggressive on both sides. Again, the Bears want to get into that three-quarter court press in that matchup zone and make sure that they are stepping out on those three shooters. Post touches and aggressive drives. This has been something we said all year. When Bryan's offense is inside out and not outside in, they're much more effective. Then finally contest shots and win the glass. Both teams, I think, concerned that when they don't play well, they give up offensive rebounds, which is pretty common for a high school basketball team. sometimes very tough to overcome.
All right, well, there you have the keys to the game for both teams. We're about 2 minutes away from tip-off. Officials are working their way across the floor to the scorer's table. Tonight's officials are Scott Buttlemeyer, Alan Kramer, and Paul Winglewich. The officials brought to you tonight by Tri-State Vision Center, serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all of your eye care needs. This has been the Bryan Athletic Boosters Countdown to Tip-Off. We'll come back, talk a little bit more about tonight's matchup, and then get ready for starting lineups and the national anthem here from Bath High School.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Brian Arnold and Tim Meister back at Bryan High School. The last 30 seconds counting down on the pregame score clock. Cheerleaders on the floor. Flags coming down. Coaches are giving their last orders. Coach Meister, talk a little bit about the butterflies that a tournament game brings versus a regular season.
It's different. It's different for coaches. It's different for players. I don't care how long you did it, and especially the first one. And I can't tell you why. And it used to be definitely that way when it was a neutral site. This may be a little bit different, you know, for butterfly-wise for the home team. But quite honestly, it's still a different atmosphere, and you've lived it yourself.
Yeah, and I think one of the things the Bears can hope for is maybe Bath comes out a little bit cold, maybe they press a little bit, and you feel it a lot more in a tournament game. And, you know, the Bears are going to hope that they can get off to a hot start and kind of put the pressure on the home team here as quick as possible once the ball goes up in the air. All right, we're going to take it to the public address announcer to get things underway. Of Williams County.
Tonight's tournament game is sponsored by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Your attendance is important to student athletes and coaches is appreciated.
As we wait for things to get underway here, once again, want to thank Chris Malanga and the crew tonight for getting down here early. Took off out of Bryan a little bit around 3 or 3:30 so they could get down here, get everything set up. Just a single game at this site, so you're not battling other people tonight. Really nice setup here at Bath High School for us up at the top of the visitors bleachers, and a good setup by our crew. As always, want to thank those guys, because without them being able to do that, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Yeah, I think we need to thank our girls basketball team too, because there was no practice prior to this game for the Lima Bath Lady Wildcats.
that helped out a lot too.
So
gym was open. You could get in and get some
gym
work
was
done.
open. So thank you, girls, from Chris Malanga.
All fans are asked to respect the effort each of them has put forth preparing for tonight's game. We ask all attending to show courtesy and respect for fellow fans, officials, coaches, those administrating the contest, and of course, your team and your opponent. And as important today as ever, please respect the game. Now let's meet the cheerleaders for tonight's tournament game.
Coach Meister mentioned it earlier. Dre White, a graduate of Bath High School. I think you said 2010?
Yeah,
graduate of Bath High School. He's a lightweight. I'm a 1992 graduate of Bath High School. And as a graduate of Bath High School, I can tell you, not that impressive. Really wasn't that hard. I ask my cousins, I ask my nephews and nieces all the time, when they start having conversations, where exactly is it you go to school? Oh yeah, that's right. Same place I did.
When I walked in tonight, I looked for the statue of you out front, but I couldn't find it. They moved it?
I think they did. Maybe probably in the bottom of a hole somewhere. Bottom of a hole. My picture's still up on the wall out there as a graduate, so I still got that going for me.
Do we have any paper proof? Is there any signed diploma? Is there?
There's a black and white picture out in the hallway that's got me in the class of '92.
And now for your Bath Wildcat cheerleaders, junior Ava Amstutz.
I think if we talk about this game, one of the things you and I have talked about a lot is just the start. I think for Bryan, offensively, I want to see 3 people tonight get going early on. Tucker Watson on the inside. I want to, again, make sure he gets some touches early on. And then on the outside, Bryce Welling and Jake Arnold. I think when those 3 score early, it opens it up for the Tucker Millers. It opens it up for the Rhett McGills. We've seen Connor Vollmer come in off the bench. But to me, those 3, when they get going early, that's such a huge boost to our offensive firepower, because like I said, it opens it up for the other players when that focus of a defense kind of goes on those 3.
Yeah, and I'd say, like I said, I watched some of the Bath Defiance film, watched a little bit of the Bath Delta St. John's film, just things that were on Huddle that our kids have had the ability to look at. And the one thing we can be ready for early is it's going to be physical. It's not going to be up and down and fast-paced. Bath wants to play a little bit slower pace, a lot like the style that we saw their girls play the other night. Really physical, aggressive, man-to-man. They're going to walk the ball up the floor a lot. They'll run if they get an opportunity, but really not any more than just when they get opportunities. They only play 6 guys. So they're not going to try to run the legs off of you, but they will run and jump when they get a chance. They'll try to trap some sidelines every now and then, and I think that's what our boys have to be ready for, is early on handle that physicality, like you said. And if you can get going, then I think you can get this thing, get out and get a little bit of momentum early on. And I tell you what, playing 6, if you can get them in a little bit of foul trouble early on too, that's a big thing.
Right. And that really has been a benchmark of this WBL league. It's always been a very physical league. It's always been, even a team like Ottawa-Glandorf who likes to get up and down the floor, they're always a physical group. Van Wert's a physical group. It just goes right through the whole league of how the physicality of the play. And it's something I think that playing in our league helps us. I think our league has been, I think both leagues have been successful against each other, but I think it's always been good contest because we're not going to shy away from physical play.
Right, and like we always say too, especially in a tournament game, the whistle is important. And a lot of times, anybody that's a basketball fan knows whistle tends to be a little bit slower coming. There's a little more contact allowed. In a tournament game, officials don't want to be the focal point. They don't want to be the people that are determining how things go. But I think a lot like what we saw with the girls' game the other night, that got so physical, and things became so obvious that the whistle was a factor. Both teams had girls with 4 fouls. Both teams were playing offense, defensive substitutions. So it'll be interesting tonight to see if it does start real aggressive, how it goes.
We talked about this officiating group, and you and I are really familiar with one of them. And that's an official who's going to let the kids decided on the floor. He's not going to let everything go. But it's going to be a slow whistle, and especially slow tonight. We'll see how the other 2 officials kind of incorporate their game. This is the other thing that's really different about basketball and football.
For your Bath Wildcats, senior number 1, Dagan Hopkins. For Bryan, sophomore number 12, Rhett McGill. For your Bath Wildcats, senior number 2, Logan Hartley. For the Golden Bears, freshman number 14, Jake Arnold. For your Bath Wildcats, junior number 3, Josiah Clark. For the Golden Bears,
good athlete?
Good football player, decent basketball. All right, there we go. Starting lineups on the floor for both teams. You saw them get announced. For the home team, the Bath Wildcats, it's seniors Dagan Hawkins and Logan Markley, junior Josiah Clark, junior Daniel Cole, and senior Zach Welsh. For the Golden Bears, pretty standard starting lineup. One change in the last couple of games has been Hunter Watson inserted in the lineup for senior Tucker Miller, who's coming off the bench now. Senior Tucker Watson will jump it up center. And then you've got sophomores Rhett McGill and Bryce Welling and freshman Jake Arnold on the floor for the Bears. So we are ready to get underway. Brian Arnold and Tim Meister, sectional basketball action here at Bath High School. Winning team will go on to Paulding next Tuesday night at 7:30. It's a tough throw. Gets whiffed by both players, but tipped back to the Bears. Bath immediately traps in the backcourt. Arnold, diagonal, McGill, and a quick layup. Nice shot by Bryce Welling, finding Arnold, and then Arnold with a quick diagonal to Rhett McGill, and the Bears get on the board first on the main top scoreboard with a 2-0 lead, and they try a little trap action of their own. Baseline drive. Welsh finishes off glass. The senior gets Bath on the board, 2-2. Both teams score in their first possession. And Welling gets trapped at half court, gets poked away. Arnold picks it up. Bounce pass, backside. Hunter Watson, pump fake, gets poked away, and it'll stay at this end.
Well, right away, we can see what Bath's game plan is. They're going to try to trap and pressure Bryan's guards, see if they can take advantage of their size on the perimeter.
Yeah, I think you want to take advantage of some young guards and put a little pressure on them in a tournament game on the road. Bears into their half court now. Welling's got it, swings to McGill. McGill on the left side, dribbles back around, pass to Arnold, swing to Welling. Welling now to Tucker Watson, works to 15 feet. Arnold will try the three on the left side, no good off back iron. Long rebound comes out to Zach Welsh. He gets it across the timeline, handoff to Markley. Markley probably the best player for Bath, most consistent player throughout the year. First team all WBL, senior. Ball gets poked away, steal there by Rhett McGill. Bears are coming the other way with it now. Bath in man-to-man. Let's see if the Bears get a touch inside to Tucker Watson this time down the floor.
Yeah, Bath really stepping out on the perimeter, defending a way out 23, 24 feet. So back cuts and post entry should be there.
Hunter Watson, turn around from 8 feet. Nice move by Hunter Watson.
Great move by Hunter Watson.
Showing a little bit out of the arsenal right there. Bears now with a 4-2 lead on the main stop scoreboard. Almost 2 minutes into the first quarter. Bears get a trap, ball up top. Markley works to the left block, floater off glass, and will get his own rebound. He puts it up and in, ties the game at 4.
Nice move by Markley. Nice job of putting under control and following a shot.
Bath continues to show full court pressure here against the Bears. Welling in the backcourt, takes a dribble, gets it to Arnold. Floats it to McGill, and McGill.
One too many passes.
One too many. Tried to touch pass to the other side. Watson thought what we all did, you just shoot the ball. Baseline jump shot, no good by Hawkins. Rebound on the backside by Hunter Watson.
Yeah, that's when we like Rhett McGill to be a little unselfish.
Yep.
Actually, a little more selfish and take the shot.
Yeah, take that shot. Yeah, and Rhett was trying to make the good assist, and it was there, but he also had the easy layup if he took the shot. Bryce Welling dribbles it off every part of his body, and maybe a defender gets it to the rim and finishes. I think Bears up 6-4.
I think that's going to be there for the Bears, though, because they're being pressured so far out front. I think they can get it to the basket off the dribble.
Markley swings it to the left side. Back into Markley. Left elbow, 15-footer is pure for the lefty. 6-6 ball game. Both teams trading baskets here. 4:50 left in the opening quarter on the main stop scoreboard. Welling bounces it up the sideline to McGill. Back to Welling. He's going to attack again. Gets it in the paint. 8-footer. Misses everything. He saw it. Tried to chase it down. Goes off of him out of bounds. So Bath will have the ball. We get a substitution. Drew Meister, senior, will check in for Zach Welsh, a senior. And Bears extend that 1-2-2 to about three-quarter court.
As you mentioned in pregame, this is really about the only sub Bath plays with any extended time.
Bath quickly attacks. Welling takes Hawkins' drive away. He finds number 3, Josiah Clark. The junior buries the 3. 9-6 now, Bath leads. About halfway through the first quarter here. Bath stays in. Full court pressure after a make. And Welling is going to get fouled in the backcourt. That's going to go on number 4, Daniel Cole. His team's first foul of the game, either way.
The Bears can successfully get it out of Lima Bath's first trap. They're going to have some advantages on the offensive end by breaking the press. Key is just not turning it over on that first trap.
Arnold gets it to Watson. Watson working up top against Clark. Hands off to Arnold. Bath switches off onto the ball. Arnold enters Watson, right elbow. He drives to the basket, but has that shot swatted back away. Ends up in Markley's hands. He drives, left-handed floater, no good. Gets his own rebound and then gets tied up. That jump ball will stay down here with Bath. They'll have the ball out of bounds under their own basket. Tucker Miller will check in for Hunter Watson. Hawkins will get a break for Lima Bath as Welsh comes back in. Out of bounds play, easy bucket there. Just a screen by Markley, curl by Welsh, I believe. Or it was Clark, sorry.
It's the hard part about playing zone on out of bounds play. When they overload a zone on an out of bounds, that comes open quite a bit.
Ball gets across to Watson, hands it back to Welling. He gets it to Tucker Miller. The Bears will get into their half-court offense. Bath playing a little bit of a matchup zone, it looks like right now. Boy, got away with a foul right there, right across Watson's wrist. Quickly ahead up to Welsh. Lays it up and in. Coach Parker's going to get a quick timeout after the turnover and the run out. 30-second timeout. Timeouts tonight brought to you by S&S Directional Boring. When it comes to your home or farm, make the smart play. From new main water and sewer lines to field drainage, S&S Directional Boring keeps things flowing underground so you can take your time out in peace. S&S does it right the first time. Call 419-630-0729 today. Well, 6-6, quick 7-0 spurt there for the Wildcats, Coach Meister, and Bears will have it coming out, but they've got to find some offense.
Yeah, you know, Bath's last 6 points have come off of a turnover, an offensive rebound, and a driving layup that was uncontested. So those are the kinds of breakdowns you cannot have when it's hard to have them when your team has good offensive firepower, when you're someone who struggles scoring. So a really good timeout by Coach Parker. And as I said, if they can break Bath's press, if they can make 2 passes out of the press, they're going to get a lot of 3-on-2 opportunities. So again, it's just calming the troops down, saying a lot of game left. Now let's just kind of make sure we get a good basket, come back, play solid defense. Again, just get back to the fundamental stuff that good teams do.
Bath will stay with their pressure here as the Bears get ready to inbound. Miller gets it into Arnold. Works through the double team up the sideline to Rhett McGill. Real close to an over back.
Real close, yeah.
Based on where his feet was. Arnold stuck up top, picks up his dribble, gets it to Miller.
Yeah, they're going to get a layup if they can break this.
That's really extended. There we go. Nice drive by Tucker Miller. He gets fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line. That foul's going to go on Josiah Clark, his first, Bath's second. Cooper Vollmer waits at the scorer's table to check in for the Bears. Tucker Miller goes to the line, 60% free throw shooter for the year. And that one rattles out. Free throws brought to you tonight by Welling Construction, 3rd-generation family-owned general contractors for quality custom homes, renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Miller will get a second shot, and that one is good. 13-7 on the main stop scoreboard. Bath brings it up against the Bryan pressure. Cooper Vollmer checked in for Rhett McGill after that first free throw. Markley swings it to Hawkins. Gets it over to Meister. Now Meister back to Hawkins. Up top to Welsh. Welsh thinks about on the right side. Hand out to Clark, to Markley. Hawkins gets Vollmer in the air. Lefty floater doesn't go, but another offensive rebound, and a putback for the Wildcats. Just not a very good job on the defensive boards by the Bears right there. Coach Parker not happy with his bigs, not getting bodies on people. Kind of started there. Coop Vollmer left his feet on the left side, trying to challenge that 3 instead of closing out.
Yep, exactly.
So Welsh finishes the traditional 3-point play. He's got 7 of Bath's 16, and Bath leads 16-7. Good diagonal from Vollmer, bounce pass from Welling, finished by Watson. Good ball movement right there by the Bears. That's as quick as they've got it down the floor. Good transition, 16-9 now on the main stop scoreboard. The Bears need some stops, need defensive rebound, and keep scoring. 2 minutes left, opening quarter. Hawkins shot fake again. This time he gets Arnold off his feet, breaks down the defense, backdoor cut from Meister, and an easy layup. The Bears getting hurt a little bit twice by getting off their feet the last 2 times down in that zone and then just getting out of their rotation. Welling picks up his dribble, throws it up top to Arnold. He'll get the offense started. Welling works to the right elbow. Good bounce pass. Cooper Vollmer fumbles it out of bounds, but fortunately it goes off Lima Bath. Hunter Watson will check in and give Bryce Welling a break. 1:31 here on the main stop scoreboard. 18-9 Bath leads.
Cooper Vollmer just got to take a breath.
Yep. Just
Freshman,
relax
first
a little
tournament
bit.
game.
He's in the first quarter of a tournament game.
Yep.
Just catch your breath.
If there's one time you want to tell your kid, don't play so hard, this is the time. Just take a breath. It's a game.
Yep, just relax.
Just relax, and he'll get there.
Bears will inbound underneath their own basket once the officials get everybody's dance partner straightened out here.
It's like square dancing. Who's your partner?
Got everybody taken care of now. Everybody's got a match. Arnold will trigger it in to Watson. Watson out to Vollmer. To Hunter Watson. Gets it to Arnold, and the Bears are into their offense. Arnold's pass poked out of bounds by Daniel Cole. And a little bit of the product of Bath just forcing that defense so far outside the three-point line. That's a long way to try to get a wing entry for the Bears.
And that's why when the Bears when they can get out of that trap, that first pass, they're having wide open layups, drives to the basket, shots. They just got to handle the initial pressure.
Arnold turns down the screen from Watson. Ball gets poked away, and they're going to call it out of bounds off Arnold. So Bath will have the ball. 1:06 left here in the opening quarter. A little bit like what we saw in the girls' game the other night. Bath's aggressive, making the Bears uncomfortable. But the Bath boys' offense a lot more effective so far with 18 first quarter points. 2 games I watched today, they were single digits well into the second quarter, so scoring better than what they may be used to. Bears matched up in some man-to-man. Hawkins works around Vollmer, then around Watson. Markley with another offensive rebound for Bath. And then we're going to get a jump ball called, which is good because it looked like a headlock.
Yeah.
Watson looked like he had a lot of neck there, but the officials saw it as a jump ball, so the Bears force that turnover and going to get his chance for a shot here. We got a sub coming in, number 12, Connor Core will check in for Lima Bath, and he gives Daniel Cole a break. Hunter Watson will inbound. And we're going to get a hold. That one on Welsh against Arnold in the backcourt. Three fouls on Bath in the opening quarter, just 43.9 left. Clark will check back in for Welsh. Bears going full court here against the Bath pressure. Hunter Watson gets it into Tucker Miller. Bears clear out and let Tucker Miller get it across half court. Bluffs the handoff, gets it up top to Arnold, working against Core. Tucker Miller works in front of the Bath bench, and then it's poked away, and they're going to say that went off Tucker Miller last. So another turnover by the Bears. Back-to-back possessions without a shot, down 9, and Bath will have the ball here with 25.6 left in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I got to believe that Bath is going to play for one, and they're probably going to look to get Markley the ball somewhere on some type of a clear out. They've also posted him somewhat. You had mentioned that they've done that before this year, correct?
Right. He's an athletic kid, and Tucker Watson can match his height, but I'm not sure about athleticism.
I will be shocked if he doesn't get a touch on this play.
10 seconds left here. Clark, skip, finds Core. Core gets it to the left elbow, throws up a prayer trying to draw some contact. Rebound by Tucker Watson. And then that full court shot blocked by the I-beam in the middle of the floor. So that's the way the first quarter is going to end here from Bath. Bears struggle offensively. Bath comes out, knocks down some shots, gets out in transition. They've got a 9-point lead at the break. We'll be right back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Fallen on hard times? At At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, we're here when life gets tough. We provide emergency financial assistance for housing, food, and utilities, plus transportation to VA medical appointments. Whether you need help today or just someone who understands, we're ready to serve. Please reach out to see what we can do for you, because the only veteran we can't assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
Second quarter action about underway here at Bath High School. Brian Arnold and Tim Meister bringing you the Bryan Golden Bears at Bath Wildcats sectional tournament action, first round of the boys tournament. Winner of this game will get the winner of Ottawa Glandorf and St. Mary's next Tuesday night at 7:30 down in Paulding. Bears get the opening possession, struggle to get it in and throw it away. Welsh to the basket. Markley, another offensive rebound, and I think somebody in purple better find number 2 in white, because we haven't checked him out one time tonight.
He is a good enough player without our help.
Yep, we're making life pretty easy on him. Miller to Welling in the backcourt, back to Miller, and then Coach Parker's going to take a 30-second timeout as the ball got stuck in the backcourt. Bears continue to struggle with this pressure from Lima Bath. We have to find an answer here soon.
Well, you know, this is not a derogatory comment toward Bath. I want to proceed with that because it may sound like it. Bath's initial pressure and their initial trap are really good, and they're really athletic. But their rotation after that is not very good on both the full court and the half court. In fact, they're giving up a lot of layups, and we can break that. Right now, our problem is we cannot break the initial trap.
Right.
And that's got to be something that the players and coaches adjust to, whether it be where you enter the ball at, whether it be how quickly you reverse it, if it's the opposite diagonal right away. I mean, there's so many ways to do it. What you cannot do is hold the ball, because as you like to say, when the ball gets stuck, we all get stuck.
All right, Bears will inbound here, trailing by 11. Second quarter action underway from Bryan. Arnold gets it to Welling on the right side. Tucker Watson, free throw line. Back to Arnold. Arnold works left side, handoff to Watson. Gets a good look, and he's going to get fouled from behind. Good job by Tucker Watson to seal. Arnold with good penetration there and a nice handoff. So Tucker Watson will go to the Welling Construction free throw line. Senior comes in, second team all-league selection. First year of full-time varsity basketball, has been really good for the Bears. 61% free throw shooter from the line, makes that first one, averaging 11 points and 7 rebounds in his senior season, and he'll have nothing to hang his head about. Taking him a while to get here and get the minutes in, and he's made the most of it.
He's a young man who's worked hard in the offseason at his game and his skill level as well.
Watson makes both free throws, gets the game to 22-11. Markley tries to back Watson down, couple pivot moves, and the lefty gets a nice soft roll off front iron there. And that's the first time we've seen Markley post back to the ball and go get it. Back to the basket, I should say, and go get it. Bears now into their half court. Bryce Welling lost the handle, found it. Arnold gets it, hands off Watson, left elbow, no good. Tipped around, ends up in Arnold's hands. Hands off to Watson, three-pointer on the way, no good off back iron. Rebound comes down to Bath, push ahead to Markley. And he attacks and gets fouled and finished. And for the life of me, Coach Meister, I will never understand a basketball player tapping a shooter on the arm by the basket to give them an easy finish.
And I don't know if that's an old school thing and went by the wayside, or that's a rule thing, but if you're going to foul, they can't get the shot off. You know, it has to be a dirty play at all. It's just you don't get shot off.
Just make sure they can extend and can't finish. And that tap by Jake Arnold is just saying, please go make a free throw and get an extra point out of this possession.
In fact, the old school was to slap down the ball before they even started their shooting motion, so you didn't get even a shooting foul.
Bryan breaks the pressure. Arnold works against Hawkins. Gets it left elbow to Watson. Watson back up top to Hunter Watson. Tucker Watson works to the right block. Left shoulder, can't get it to go. Markley takes down the rebound. He's had plenty tonight already. He's up the floor quick to Hawkins, finds a cutting Meister, turns down the shot, kicks it to Cole, left side three, right side three is good. And Bath's lead is now 17 on the main stop scoreboard. Yeah. And when it rains, it pours if you're the Bears.
Yeah, this is
Coach
not
Parker's
what you
going to
wanted.
take a full timeout. We're going to take one with him here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The historic Bryan Arts and Education building is being renovated for the next generation, transforming it into a welcoming, accessible space where performances and events can be comfortably enjoyed. The $6.2 million project adds lobby and backstage space, new seating, lights and sound system, accessibility, and additional parking. Because here in Bryan, art connects us. Your support, big or small, makes a lasting impact, inspiring generations to come. Donate and learn more at bryanarts.org.
The Bryan Area Foundation and the BHS class of 2025 want to encourage graduates of Bryan High School to return to Williams County to live, work, serve, and play upon graduating from an accredited college, university, or trade school by offering a Welcome Home Scholarship, repaying up to $10,000 of federal student loan debt. Details in the online application can be found on the Bryan Area Foundation's website beginning October 15th, and the first Welcome Home Scholarship will be announced and awarded at next year's homecoming game here in Golden Bears Stadium in October 2026.
All right, Bath called that timeout apparently, not the Bears. Well, maybe they felt charitable, wanted to stop their own run.
I've been wanting to say this all year, and since it's close to our last couple games, I can say it now. I, for the life of me, have yet to figure out why and when certain coaches call timeouts.
Yeah, it's
I
happened
don't
multiple
understand
times
it.
this year.
It's
Coaches
like they want to
stop their own runs.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're playing too well. We better call timeout.
Hunter Watson has his pocket picked at half court. Easy left-handed layup for Hawkins. Lead to 19 now for the Bears. Inbound to Arnold. He brings it up, splits the trap.
Great look.
Good dish to Tucker Watson. Another finish there for Tucker Watson. Bears back on defense. Bath into their half-court set. Hawkins on the left side on the WBL logo. Back up top to Welsh. Bears matching up in some man-to-man now. Coming on the zone. Try something different. Markley post against McGill. Double down there. Good. Arnold first and then Hunter Watson next. Ball gets tipped away. Stolen by Arnold. He'll work up the floor now against Cole. Behind the back dribble into the paint. Jump stop. Gets it to Watson. Watson off glass. And that's an athletic move. I'm not sure what just happened, but little jump stop. Strong through contact. Poked away again. Rhett McGill gets that one. Arnold picks it up. He's going to attack down the right side. I'm not sure if he tried to pass or if it was just a shot that was blocked.
Yeah, blocked.
But again, I think everybody knows where I'm at on this. That young man has got to figure out how to finish off 2 feet at some point, or he's going to have to fix his vertical, one or the other. But you cannot continue to try to shoot one-shot layups over 6'3" defenders if you're Jake Arnold. But hopefully,
an adjustment he's going to make.
Hopefully that'll leave with the freshman year.
Yep, it is, and it's still some things that he got away with at the junior high level. You forget at this time last year that young man was playing probably in an 8th grade tournament.
So Arnold will check out with his second foul after the reach on the far end. An homage to his sister reaching in 84 feet away from the other end.
Yeah, it's so nice of him to pay tribute to her.
Bath now in the half court. Hawkins to Markley. Swings to Cole. Skip pass to Hawkins. Welsh, right corner three. Markley again, the offensive rebound, and the putback is good. And Logan Markley with 13 of Bath's 32. And I'm going to say at least 8 of those right around his basket. Real easy putbacks for him, and the Bears throw it away in the backcourt. A little bit of confusion.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about Logan Markley is it's funny how the ball finds him. I mean, wherever the ball is at, an offensive rebound, a defensive play, a passing lane, that young man just seems to be around the ball constantly.
He's been in the right place all night long for the Wildcats. Tucker Watson has Cole trapped in the corner. He gets it out to Markley, to Welsh, to Hawkins. Great ball movement. Meister, left corner three with the left hand, no good. Cole over the top of Welling, pulls down another offensive rebound for Bath, gets the finish. 3:33 mark here in the first half, and it's a 34-15 lead for Bath, a 19-point spread.
That's Bath's 7th offensive rebound this half.
Welling gets it across half court, working against Hawkins. Hounded by Hawkins up top. I just think Bath knows that the Bear ball handlers aren't quite ready for what they're bringing as the ball gets poked away from Cooper Vollmer on the block. Another turnover by the Bears. Markley to Meister. Tucker Watson blocked from behind, but also put a hand in his back, so he's going to get whistled for a foul. That'll be the first on the senior for the Bears. And I will say, I watched Bath play a couple of games. They didn't look for transition, didn't look to get it out, but they saw against Bryan an opportunity to get out and run. They've played more than 6, but they haven't played more than 6 a lot. And we'll see Core come back in. He's been about 7 or maybe a 7th or 8th guy, but they haven't played 10, but they haven't been afraid to run either against the Bears.
You think this is a situation where Coach White looked at Bryan's offensive output and said, you know what, I'm willing to gamble some turnovers, some things we haven't done, and try to get the score up to make them have to score in the 60s to win?
Yeah, I think they just thought they had an advantage by making this a full court game, use their aggressiveness on defense, try to attack the Bryan guards, especially when the ball's out of Arnold's hands, and make life hard on the Golden Bears. Arnold gets it to Watson, right elbow. Bears run through their offense. Hunter Watson kick to Bryce Welling. Welling to Coop Vollmer, left block, gets the defender in the air and finishes off glass through contact.
Nice.
Good offensive move there by freshman Cooper Vollmer, and he'll get a trip to the Welling Construction free throw line.
His secondary moves in the post this year, you and I have watched him on the JV a lot. He usually comes to varsity. Great secondary post moves. Does a tremendous job of showing the defender the ball to get them to move and then manipulating him to draw the contact, and been pretty good at finishing through contact as well.
Yep, and he's only going to get better. We've talked about it before. As he gets used to the speed of the varsity game, the strength of the varsity game, he'll just get better. Not able to convert the three-point play. Markley with the rebound. Kick to Hawkins, corner 3, rattles in and out. Ball got tipped by Bath, but ends up in the hands of Arnold. He's going to go 1-on-3 to the basket, tries to hang through some contact, no whistle. Rebound comes down to Markley. If it sounds like a broken record, it feels like it too. And Markley runs through some contact. Bryce Welling tried to draw the charge. Gets called for the block. Markley's shot didn't go, but he'll go to the free throw line for 2. First foul on Welling, 4th foul on the Bears, 2:21 left here. So Bath will shoot the rest of the way out on every foul. Markley knocks that free throw down, 14 points now for the senior. The seniors here at Bath playing their last game on their home floor, so they want to take advantage not only overall but individually. And Markley with a huge first half, 15 points here to lead the way, and he'll get a well-deserved break as Josiah Clark checks back in for him.
You know, and that's a great point. We do need to credit to Bath. Bath has played really well. They've executed their game plan like they wanted to, and they finished offensive possessions.
Bears quickly across half court. Bryce Welling through a deny. A nice finish off glass by Bryce Welling. Good layup. Bears stay in there man-to-man. Cole gets it down to Meister. Arnold came on a double, got it to Cole. I guess we're just matching up in our zone, it looks like. Clark down in the paint, draws 3 Bears, goes up through and finishes off glass. 40-point first half for Bath, and I'm sure they haven't done that too many times this year. Bryce Welling picks up his dribble, gets it back to Hunter Watson. Watson tries to wrap around to Arnold. He takes it away from Cole, diagonal to Tucker Watson. Double clutch, finishes off glass. And we'll get a timeout here from the Bath Wildcats. We'll see if it's a full or 30. It's going to be a full one. We're going to take it with them here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free.
All right, Bath basketball here as we come back after a full timeout. 19-point lead for the Wildcats, but they weren't happy about a couple of defensive breakdowns there in the half court, so Coach Dre White wanted to talk it over.
A very spirited conversation in the Bath huddle.
He could have just been nice and let us keep scoring points. We would have enjoyed that. Bath goes immediately to Markley, who misses a shot, but the Bears are nice and give up another offensive rebound on the backside. Welsh can't get it the finish to go, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line, and that foul is going to be on Tucker Watson. So Watson has 2, Arnold has 2. That's 5 on the Bears. 1:17 left here in the half. The Bears and the Wildcats will be shooting the rest of the way out. I haven't seen free throw line numbers, but it feels like Bath's been pretty good at the line, and they've had quite a few trips as Welsh knocks down the first one. No stats from Bath. Didn't get anything on any of their individuals. Coach White didn't send anything our way. He must have thought those secrets would have been the difference in the game tonight. Bath gets the offensive rebound. If you've heard that again, I'm tired of saying it, you're tired of hearing it, and they've got it back now in the half court, about a minute left in the opening half.
Yeah, when we talk about this at halftime, it's going to be staggering the amount of offensive rebounds they've gotten.
Hawkins up top. Shot fake, jab step, gets it to Clark. Clark kicks it out to Welch. Goes baseline. Back to Clark. Passes up the 3 to Hawkins. He'll take the 3. Lefty no good. Good check out on the backside by Vollmer, and Hunter Watson chases down the defensive rebound. Arnold quickly up to Welling. Welling works against Clark. Back to Arnold. Back to Welling. A touch for Tucker Watson on the block. He works out to Cooper Vollmer. Hands it off to Hawkins for Bath. Turnover by the Bears. Layup for Bath. 43-21. The Wildcats lead on the main stop scoreboard, and then Clark's going to get whistled. A little too aggressive trying to deny that inbounds pass there from Watson to Welling. Just it's third foul of the quarter for Bath, and that's 3 on Clark. Remba Gill will check in for Tucker Watson. 15 seconds left here. See if the Bears can run something crisp and get a good look here before the end of the half. Arnold works off of a screen from Vollmer. Gets it to the right elbow. Backdoor pass to McGill. Reverse layup. Not able to get that to go. And Bath does not get a shot off at the whistle. So that's the way the first half will end. I'm not very good at math as a Bath graduate, but that's more than doubling up the Golden Bears at the half for the Wildcats. 43-21, and really impressive. Really, I can't say offensively impressive or defensively impressive. It was impressive all over the floor for the Bath Wildcats in the first half, really dismantling the Golden Bears. Pretty much, it was 6-6. I remember at one point, and then a quick 7-0 run for Bath. It's been pretty much full steam ahead for the Wildcats since then.
It's one of those situations where when Bath got on a roll, then they just started to impose their will. The thing I hate to use the word disappointed, but maybe I'll use surprised, but I could probably substitute disappointed, was I think on the inside on some of those offensive rebounds we gave up, we just got out toughed. Yeah. You know, Bath just moved us around, and we haven't done that. We haven't backed down from contact like that. And again, that may be a credit to Bath. I mean, they are way more athletic than I think you and I probably imagined. They played really well, but you know, sometimes it's just, you just got to man up and get just as tough as the guy you're playing against.
You got 16 minutes until the summertime at this point as far as the boys high school basketball program is concerned. So you got a lot of guys who will be back. There's only 4 guys in that locker room right now that won't be back as a part of that program by graduation. and 2 of them are playing a lot of minutes and have started and played ball games. One of them hasn't been able to play since Rossford. So the rest of those guys they need to come out with the idea and an attitude that they're going to try to set a tone for how things are going to go as you walk out. And they're going to set that tone. It's a lot like I heard Bill Inselman say one time at a clinic when I was a young coach. When I was a young coach, I made the mistake of, if you didn't think your team had good leadership, you said you didn't have leaders. Well, Bill always said, you got leaders. It's just a matter of which way they're taking you. So you got a good team, you got good leaders. If you don't have a good team, your leaders aren't taking you the right way. That's going to be a little bit of what we get out of the second half. What kind of tone do you want to set for your offseason? The next 16 minutes, I think, are going to show us that for the Bears.
Yeah, and that's not all coaching either. I mean, certainly some of it is. Certainly is challenging. But that's a two-way street, because there's got to be some players in that locker room right now that aren't afraid to step up and say some things that maybe other guys don't want to hear. But at the end of the day, if you want to be successful, I want the guys playing with me that have the same mindset, attitude, and will to win. So if you don't like what I have to say, then you're probably on the other side of that fence.
We are at halftime. Bath leads 41-21. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and talk about stats if we can stand to do it. We'll be right back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
If you served, you may qualify for VA health care, even if you were denied before. New rules recognize burn pit and toxic exposure claims. We can help you apply, understand benefits, and access the care you've earned. Let us help protect your health. Today and for the future, contact us to see how we can help. Williams County Veterans Service Office. Veterans serving veterans.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back at Bath High School sectional tournament basketball tonight in Division 4. The Bath Wildcats hosting the Bryan Golden Bears. We want to thank the sponsors who are bringing you tonight's action. Game is brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel's Supply Center. So, Coach Meister, I don't know. I'm not sure I want to hear them. I'm not sure you want to read them, but let's talk about the stats from the first half.
You are correct on both those accounts, but we're going to do it. Let's look at team stats first for the Lima Bath Wildcats. 18 total rebounds, 4 turnovers, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. They were 2 for 6 from the 3, 4 turnovers, 18 rebounds, 4 points off the bench. For the Bryan Golden Bears, 9 for 15 from the 2, 0 for 2 from the 3, 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Bears had 9 turnovers, 5 rebounds. That's not a misprint, 5 rebounds, and 3 points off the bench. And to go along with those 9 turnovers, they gave up 9 offensive rebounds. And I've always said, you take those two numbers, add them together, times them by 2, that's the minimum amount of points you're potentially giving away to the other team. It's just been exactly what they did not want to have happen, and it's happened.
Yeah, they could not afford to come in and give Bath extra opportunities, not be efficient, not be crisp, and they've done exactly, like you said, exactly what they could not do tonight, and that's why they find themselves in a 22-point deficit here on the road in a tournament game.
Let's look at individual scoring. For Lima Bath, Drew Peaster with 4, Dagan Hawkins with 4, Daniel Cole with 5, Josiah Clark with 7, Zach Welch with 8, and Logan Mark with an outstanding first half with 15 points, what seemed like 30 rebounds. He was tremendous. For the Bryan Bears, Tucker Miller with 1, Cooper Ballmer with 2, Brett McGill with 2, Hunter Watson with 4, Bryce Welling with 4, and they were led in scoring by Tucker Watson with 8.
Well, it sounded about like I thought it was going to, and I still wish I hadn't heard it. All right, we're going to take one more break here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. We're just under 4 minutes left here until we get to second half action. We'll come back. We got some swimming updates from the Bryan Swimmers, a good day in Canton, and see maybe if we get some halftime scores or check in with some other things around the area. This is the Golden Bears Sports Network from Bath High School.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
From the first whistle to the final buzzer, life is filled with moments that shape us. Moments of victory, of challenge, of community. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're honored to stand by families through every season of life. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused.
Allie Held Herman is a 2004 Bryan graduate and former Lady Bear basketball player. Allie tragically passed away in 2021, but she saved the lives of many others through organ donation. Allie's family encourages you to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor.
Our mom gave the gift of life. She is a hero. We love you, Mom.
All right, Brian Arnold and Tim Meister at halftime here. Bath leads the Bears 43-21 in Division IV sectional action. Winner of this game will go to Paulding next Tuesday night to play the winner of Ottawa-Glandorf and St. Mary's in the late game, 7:30 in the Jungle. We do have some swimming updates. Nora Koonsman, senior, who's had a dominant senior year, continues to shatter her own records in every meet, and she finished first overall in the 50 free prelims today, and will swim in the finals with the best time and a chance to win a state championship. Our boys and girls medley relays finished 15th, and they'll get to swim in the B final tomorrow. And then Nora is just about ready to swim in the 100 prelims to see if she can qualify in that as well. So good luck to our swimmers, everybody who has gone and is yet to go. Good luck tomorrow. You know, I think I mentioned it during the girls broadcast on Tuesday, the job that Coach Mackenzie Luce has done. Coach Meister was the athletic director, and then I took over for him, and I know Coach Luce was the swim coach when I took over. So we're looking now at over 20 years in that program, and if you ever get a chance to walk down the hallway outside the gym at Bryan High School towards the Commons and look at the Wall of Fame All-State kids, you're going to see a whole lot of swimmers up on that wall, and you'll see Coach Luce from a State Coach of the Year award.
You know, you could really make an argument that she's been the most successful coach at Bryan in any sport during her tenure, and that's saying a lot because we've had some really, really successful coaches who have come through there, but she certainly ranks up there with the top of the kind of program she's built. A number of state championships will hopefully add to that tomorrow night.
We do have some boys tournament halftime scores here. With 3 minutes left in the third, Stryker leads Edgerton 37-30. In the middle of the third quarter, Montpelier leads Fayette 51-25. And in games in this Division IV bracket, OG leads St. Mary's at the half 30-15, and Van Wert leads Napoleon 25-17 at the half. Those scores, out-of-town scores, as always, brought to you by WBNO, WQCT. No one covers Williams County sports like 100.9 B-Rock. Follow the Bryan Golden Bears all season long on Q96.5. Listen on air or online at WBNO, WQCT.com. So we're getting ready for second half action here. Bath will have the opening possession. On the court is Markley, Hawkins, Welsh. Looks like Meister in the starting lineup, and Cole for Bath. Bryan will come out of the huddle here eventually, hopefully. They will come out of the huddle to play defense, start the second half, and their starters from the beginning of the game are on the floor. Watson and Watson, McGill, Welling, and Arnold on the floor for Coach Parker's squad.
Yeah, for Bryan, it's just imperative that they play this now in some 2 and 4 minute segments, chip away at the lead, try to get this to hopefully a manageable fourth quarter. A 10 or 12 would be great.
Bath comes out with a set play, lob from Markley to Meister. Just not able to connect. Trying to get a little energy back in the gym probably with a little lob there. First thing that hasn't gone really well for Bath all night long. So the Bears get a stop on the opening possession of the second half. Arnold gets it across to Watson. Bears get into their half-court offense. Watson gets it to Arnold, over to Tucker Watson. Gets doubled, finds Arnold cutting down the lane. Can't finish through some Wildcats, and then the rebound goes off of Rhett McGill and out of bounds.
Nice cut by Jake Arnold, nice pass by Tucker Watson, and Bath weak side did a nice job at stepping over. One of those things where good offense, good defense, defense won out that time.
Hawkins brings it across the timeline for Bath. Bears look like they are in their matchup 3-2 zone here. Markley, extended right elbow, goes left, finishes off glass.
That's really good offense by Bath. They overloaded that against that matchup zone and got a one-on-one situation with Markley at the elbow. That's just a tough defense for Tucker.
Bryce Welling a little out of control, spin move into the paint, trying to draw a whistle, and fires it off the back wall.
And this sounds silly being down 24, but there's no way I'm going home with any timeouts tonight. I mean, this is something that is a teaching moment for your kids. You keep them in it, you keep them focused, you keep them executing, and don't worry about score.
Young team here, you got to coach it like it's
Absolutely.
nothing. You can't worry about the scoreboard. Probably both ways. Coach White wants to get out of it healthy and be crisp in the second half. And then for Coach Parker, he would like to see his squad respond a little bit here as Bath chases down another long offensive rebound. Another three doesn't go. Rhett McGill, good check out, gets a rebound out to Arnold. And Cole will defend him as Arnold works the ball across half court. Gets the ball to Welling. Welling looking for McGill, can't find him. Long skip pass over to Hunter Watson to set the offense on the other side of the floor. Watson back to the logo, tries to enter to Tucker Watson, poked away by Peister, but chased down by Bryce Welling. Welling gets in the paint, bounce pass to McGill. Rhett McGill's got to look to do something offensively with the ball right there. Hunter Watson out to Arnold. Arnold will go down the paint. And he's going to get fouled and go to the Welling Construction free throw line. I think he was trying to draw some defense and get the ball to McGill on the other side. Felt some contact, get the ball towards the rim, and he'll go to the Welling Construction free throw line. Welling Construction, third generation, family owned, general contractor for quality custom homes, renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712.
You made a good point about Rhett McGill. That's something he's got to work on for next year because he has such good ability to score, but he's got to look to do it.
First free throw for Arnold was no good. Second one, no good. Also, great offensive rebound. Tucker Watson can't get the reverse layup to go. Welling loses handle. Rhett McGill tries to save it, ends up in Markley's hands. Markley coast to coast and finishes with the right hand. Fouled by Tucker Watson. That'll be 3 on Watson. And Logan Markley is continuing to put on a clinic of offense right here. Good, strong move, attacking the basket and finishing for the Wildcats.
Brian's going to see him in their nightmares tonight.
Absolutely.
That kid has been terrific. And again, to go back to the point you made, we're going to foul the shooter. The shooter cannot get a shot off.
Markley finishes the traditional three-point play, extends the Bath lead out to 27, and he's got 20. Bath keeps their full court pressure. Watson inbounds to McGill. Back to Hunter Watson, who's trapped, picks up his dribble. Throws it up the floor towards Arnold, but gets poked away by Markley. Feel like all of the Bear guards have taken their turns of picking up their dribble way too fast and not keeping that dribble alive against the Bath pressure. Watson can't find anybody to get the ball inbounds to, and Coach Parker will call a full timeout. Feels a little bit like the night the girls played Woodward on the out-of-bounds plays. We all ran away from the inbounder there and made life real hard on them. You saw backs of a lot of jerseys. I'm not sure you saw a lot of friendly faces to try to get the ball into right there. I would not have wanted to have been Hunter Watson in that situation.
When he's taking the ball out of bounds, by the time we called the timeout, there were 3 guys farther away from the ball than when they started the out-of-bounds set.
Yeah.
That's just, again, this is where things can unravel, and you just got to not let them unravel. I know that sounds very simplistic, but it's just something that you have to do.
So Coach Parker talking to the troops over there. They'll inbound from the same spot. So working on getting the ball inbounded here Bath still playing that good, aggressive man-to-man defense. It's third quarter of a tournament game. If I'm Coach White, I'm not turning off the pressure either until I've got this clock running, or I get into the fourth quarter, and then maybe think about getting my bench cleared, and then thinking about going on to Paulding next week, probably facing OG, who, like I mentioned earlier tonight, Bath knocked off this year at the Supreme Court. So now opportunity, they got to feel good about that matchup because they've already got a win against Ottawa this year.
That's the good news. The bad news is they got to win against Ottawa. We got to see him again.
You got to see him in the tournament, and Ottawa loves the tournament.
Yes, they do.
Watson finds Arnold. Arnold dribbles out of the trap. Free throw line, kicks to Welling. Welling, 8-footer, left side, no good. Coop Vollmer. Nice job. Probably one power dribble there, and it would have got him away from the rim. But he goes up strong, draws contact, and he'll go back to the Welling Construction free throw line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, nice job by Coop. He went up against two of the stronger Bath kids, and he held his own. Kind of moved people out. We talked about it. He got a little tougher. Really like to see that.
Vollmer's free throw rattles in and out. Coach Meister, I don't even want to start on free throws. Don't even want to start on free throws.
I do.
But
I just not going to do it.
If every open gym doesn't involve an hour and 15 minutes of shooting free throws, then I'm not sure we can ever fix this. Coop Vollmer gets the second one to go. We've got 2 players on our team shooting above 60%, and they both graduate. There's a lot of work to be done from the charity stripe for some young Bears. Markley gets it to the corner, flashing Clark by himself. Nice cut by Clark. Good find from the corner there. Good offense by Bath continues. Arnold and Watson working against the Bath pressure in the backcourt. Arnold gets it to the middle to McGill. Gets it to Welling. Welling bluffs the pass to Vollmer. Finishes off glass. Nice move there by Bryce Welling.
Really nice.
Welling has 6 now, I believe, and then he picks up a foul at half court. First foul of the quarter, second foul of the quarter on the Bears. Second for Welling. 4:24 left in the third quarter. Bath by 26 right now, 50-24 on the Main Stop scoreboard. Main Stop's open when you need them. You're always near a Main Stop. Don't forget Thirsty Thursday every Thursday, and you are in luck.
It's
Thursday.
I'll probably be parched after this.
We're not in the land of Main Stops. For those of you that are still in the Great White North, though, make sure you find yourself a Main Stop sometime tonight. Missed shot bounces around. Ends up in Cooper Vollmer's hands. He's tied up by Cole of Bath. That jump ball will go Bryan's way by possession. Tucker Miller checks in for Hunter Watson. Bath stays in their full court pressure. Arnold gets the inbounds and the Bears clear out. Here comes the trap. And again, Bryan continues to pick up their dribble against pressure. A lot of elementary level things happening right now for the Bears. Gets out, gets it across. Bryce Welling now in front of the Bryan bench, hands it off to Arnold. Welling attacks. Stop. Good save there by Rhett McGill. Gets it to Tucker Miller. Welling, runner, no good. Hit a lot of the rim, wouldn't fall. Rebound down to Vollmer. He gets it over to McGill. Bears will reset their offense. Arnold up top against Welsh.
Nice job by the Bears of giving themselves a second opportunity this possession.
3:25 left here in the third quarter. Arnold attacks, right side, tries a runner, can't get it to go. Tipped around, ends up in Arnold's hands. We're going to say he handed that off to Welling. Looked like he might just lost the handle, but Welling then lost the handle. Ends up to Welsh, ahead to Peister. Peister tried to get a little fancy and tried to finish at the rim and over the rim off a tough step. Arnold pushes, gives to Welling.
Nice
jump
look.
stop, good shot fake, blocked from behind, picked up by Arnold. He steps through and lays it off glass.
Nice little step through by Jake there. Showed ball one way, step through the other. Good finish.
Second leading scorer for the Bears this year. Finally on the board with his first bucket. Bears set their defense in the half court. 50-26. Bath leads. Cole left corner 3. No good off back iron. Markley doesn't get the rebound, but it ends up in Welch's hands. His floater no good. Good check out there by Coop Vollmer. And Arnold chases down the long shot on the baseline. Tucker Miller back to Arnold, back to Miller. Tucker Miller up top, working against Cole. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Bears just starting their offense a little too far away from the basket, Coach Meister. Not a lot of movement.
Yeah, we're starting getting that Vatican motion again.
Yep. Vollmer with a lob to Welling. Stops on the right baseline, out to Tucker Miller. He attacks. Floater, no good off back iron. Rebound down to Markley. Brings it up. Ball poked away by Bryce Welling. Nice job sticking his hand in there. Ends up in Rhett McGill's hands. Rhett brings it across half court, gets it to Tucker Miller. Tucker Miller behind the back. Gets to the left side, left hand. Good finish by the senior. Nice job by Tucker Miller. Good take, good finish.
Nice strong move by Tucker going to his offhand. Nice job of shielding the defender away from him as well.
50-28, Bath lead, 1:07 left. Bears stay in their zone. Welsh up top. Swinging around the corner to Clark. Back up top now to Cole, back to Meister. Bath happy to bleed a little bit of time. Markley one-on-one, squares face up against Coop Vollmer and buries the 12-footer. And Markley has done everything right tonight. 22 now for the senior in his last time at home.
He is smooth.
Little high-low game there. Vollmer to McGill. McGill chased it down. McGill now with the left corner three. No good off front iron. Rebound down to Welsh. Loses his feet. Taps it ahead to Clark. Kicks it to Cole. Left side three. No good off back iron. Looked like Bath might have ran through a Bear defender right there to go get that offensive rebound, but then they throw it away. Turn it over anyway. So 16 seconds left on the main stop scoreboard here in the third quarter. Rhett McGill and Bryce Welling get a break for Tucker Watson and Hunter Watson. .16 seconds left. Bath by 24. End of three coming up here shortly. Arnold will bring it across. Calls for the set. Gets the ball to the elbow to Coop Vollmer. Fade to Arnold. Elevator back to Tucker Miller, taken away by Core. Good defense by him. Ball down to Vollmer, left block. And got stuck in between on his offensive move, not able to get a shot off, so that's the way the third quarter will end. Bath leads Bryan 52-28 at the end of three. 8 minutes left to play here in Bath in the sectional tournament.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Trust is built when we know someone has our back, on the field, in the stands, and in life. At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we're more than a service provider. We're neighbors and friends. For generations, families have trusted us to care for their loved ones with compassion and dignity.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Fourth quarter action about to get underway here at Bath High School. Bath will have the ball first. 8 minutes left in this sectional tournament game. Bath leads by 24. So not at the running clock. If the Bears can play some good defense, try to play even. Again, play the scoreboard game. It's 0-0. Can you win a quarter right now? There's a good start for the Bears. Arnold tips it away. Attacks at Hawkins and gets a layup to go. So a steal and a bucket to start the quarter there for the young Bears. Good start.
You make a great point. That's exactly what you have to do. Let's win a quarter. Let's keep the game from being a running clock. Those are the types of things that those kids, if you're a competitor, those are the types of things that are still important to you.
Hawkins gets it to Markley. Baseline jumper doesn't go. And then ball gets poked away on the backside. And that was Connor Core, number 12, came in and got that rebound. Lob to Markley on the inbound, can't get a shot off. Tries to go right-hand hook, doesn't get it. Ball poked out by Welsh. 2 more offensive rebounds for Bath. I don't know if we're in state record territory yet or not, but I wouldn't want to look if we were. Good take by Markley, better defense. Cooper Vollmer. Cooper Clark, if you're listening at home, you're welcome. You get a block shot in this game tonight, and when I see you in the hallway tomorrow, I want to get a good fist for that. But we give it back to Markley anyway, and he's going to take it the other way and finish off glass. Finished what he didn't on the last possession down. 24 now for Logan Markley. Arnold brings it across, gets it to Miller. Hands it back to Arnold, thought about the 3, and then we're going to get an offensive call. Connor Core jumped out in front of Arnold. 3rd foul on Arnold. I think he's getting explained by the official 2 things. A, I'm not sure he cares, and B, I'm not sure he understands. But I think it's really nice the official tried to explain what he did wrong right there.
Him and Jason had a very friendly conversation.
Yeah, it looked like it was very pleasant. Yeah. Bath brings it across. 6.5 left here from Bath High School. Markley, left elbow, jump shot, no good. I'm going to tell you what. We found out how you stop Logan Markley. We just let him wear himself out.
We made himself get tired.
Yep.
It's hard to do.
It is. It is. I don't know if I'd use that game plan all the time. He's pretty good, but I think we tired him out a little bit. Now he's having trouble making some shots.
It's tiring scoring all those points.
Arnold gets into the paint.
Great look.
Nice pocket pass. Vollmer trying to create some space, and it finishes over the top of Markley. Good offensive move there, freshman to freshman. Good work by those 2 young men.
And that's gone through one of their best players, too.
Absolutely. Hawkins has it now, gets it to Welsh on the right side. Back to Hawkins. Markley, left side jumper again, no good off back iron. Welsh just shoves Bryce Welling, two-hand shove in the back. They don't need that much help getting offensive rebounds. And there's Markley, 1,000 points. Congratulations to that young man. It took him 26 points to get there. I'm not sure they thought that might happen tonight, but Logan Markley gets to 1,000. And unfortunately for the Golden Bears, that's back-to-back ball games you've played where somebody's got to their 1,000 points. But the good news is they weren't all just in this game.
It just seemed like it.
It just felt like it. All right, we're going to take a quick one here real quick. We'll be right back on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The historic Bryan Arts and Education building is being renovated for the next generation, transforming it into a welcoming, accessible space where performances and events can be comfortably enjoyed. The $6.2 million project adds lobby and backstage space, new seating, lights and sound system, accessibility, and additional parking. Because here in Bryan, art connects us. Your support, big or small, makes a lasting impact, inspiring generations to come. Donate and learn more at bryanarts.org.
All right, 5:39 left on the main stop scoreboard. Game action stop there to celebrate Logan Markley's 1,000th career point. Congratulations to that young man.
Yes, sir.
My brother graduated with his father, and I think it's very safe to say, and he would not argue with me, son has outdone the father by a long shot, which is good news. They pretty much do that to all of us. Watson, left elbow, spins back, left shoulder, shot fake. Can't get it to go, gets his own rebound. Battle on the floor, Welsh will take it away, fires it ahead to Hawkins, and he'll finish with a right-hand layup. Lead out to 26 now for Bath, 58-32. Arnold brings it up the floor, works down the right side. Good screen by Watson, bad shot by Arnold. Defensive rebound comes down to Welsh. Tucker Watson did a great job of clearing out some space there to give the freshman an open shot, and he just kind of threw it up off the glass.
I think he picked his dribble up one too soon.
And then we get the two hands in the back of Welling again. We're going to get that one. Took a while, but we got that one. Foul will be on Meister.
Good call by the official, applauded by the Bryan contingent.
Yep, they did agree.
They did agree.
Bath continues to press at the 4:50 mark of the fourth quarter, up by 26. Just in case the Bears knock down a couple of those 12-pointers that they're famous for. They're going to get a foul at half court on Hawkins. And that's 2 on Hawkins. Cooper Beltran will check in the game. Senior's going to get some minutes here in his last basketball game. So the 3 seniors who are healthy to play are on the floor now for the Bears. Yeah, Tucker Miller, Tucker Watson, and Cooper Beltran.
Yeah, a really good move by the coaching staff here. Let those 3 kids get on the floor. Let them play out most of the rest of this quarter together, and then maybe get them a nice ovation here at the end.
Beltran, right block, and he's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line. Good find by by Bryce Welling.
Yeah.
Nice job, good bounce pass entry there to Beltran. Beltran now goes to the free throw line. First free throw for the senior. No good to the left. He'll get a second shot from the Welling Construction free throw line. (58-32) Bath leads. 4:35 left on the main stop scoreboard. Second free throw is short, and Bath will take possession underneath their own basket. Or, I'm sorry, underneath the Bryan basket. Come the length of the court. Clark brings it up over the timeline, gets it to Hawkins.
Tell you what, when the Bears go to the free throw line next time, hide the women and children. It's dangerous.
Clark's 3, no good. Offline rebound to Tucker Watson. A couple of good dribbles up the floor to Tucker Miller. Touch to Cooper Beltran. One touch pass to Bryce Welling. Really nice job. Good look. Beltran to Welling. Good finish by Bryce Welling.
Great look by Cooper Beltran. Nice little touch pass.
Welling at 8 now. He's done a good job tonight. I'm going to call a foul. I'm going to call that on 52. Cooper Beltran's going to get it. So he gets in the scorebook that way. Cooper Beltran gets a foul.
He's got a foul.
He's got a record.
Got 2 free throws. He's got an assist.
Absolutely.
Stuff in the staff sheet.
Hawkins, Dagan Hawkins' first free throw for the senior is good. Also playing his last game, and he's been really good for Coach White's squad tonight. He's got 7 now. Sub in Braden Brostrom will come in for Josiah Clark. So Coach White probably getting close to the point where he wants to clean his bench halfway through the fourth quarter here. Big lead in his sectional game. Rebound to Tucker Watson, and Jake Arnold will bring it across. Tucker Miller in front of the Bryan bench gets it taken away by Hawkins. And Hawkins can't get the layup to go. Rebound by Cole. Cole off glass. He gets that one to go. Junior Daniel Cole. He's got 7 now. Welling works hard down the paint. Layup good.
Nice take by Bryce.
Contortionist right there. Bryce Welling bending that body a little bit everywhere, and he's the first Bear to get to double digits tonight as he finishes off glass with a layup. 51-36. Bath leads. You get some substitutions coming to the table for the Bears. Brostrom to the corner to Meister. Hawkins will attack. 10-footer in the lane. No good off back iron. Rebound to Watson again. Tucker Watson picking up some rebounding. Outlet by Arnold. Quick ahead to Welling. Shot fakes 2 defenders as they go by. Baseball pass ends up in the hands of Bryce Welling. Welling finishes off glass. He's got a dozen now. Bryce Welling's been a bright spot tonight.
Nice patience on that too.
Honorable mention all league, and he'll be back. Sorry, Coach Meister.
No, you're good.
Cole, right corner 3, no good off back iron. Welling comes down with the rebound for the Bears. Cooper Beltran sets a nice screen in the backcourt for Welling to work off of Cole. Arnold into Tucker Watson, working down in the paint. He gets fouled. Looks like that probably will go against Meister. Yep, number 11, Meister picks up his 3rd foul. Tucker Watson will go to the free throw line. Chance here to get points 9 and 10. Be nice to see him get it. Yeah, there's 9. Get you one more to get into double digits. Tough way to go out for the senior, but like we've said, he's had a really nice senior year. 2nd team all NWOAL. As we get subs that come in. Hunter Watson checks in, Easton Kerr checks in, Sam Gonzalez checks in, Tucker Miller, Cooper Beltran, and Bryce Welling will take a seat. Second free throw for Watson is no good. Meister brings it up, working against Hunter Watson. Bears now just matching up in some man-to-man. Sam Gonzalez defends Core on the far side. Arnold against Meister. Now the ball up top to Hawkins as Bath sets their man-to-man offense. Core up top, swings to Hawkins. Up top to Brostrom. Bath happy to work through their continuity. Hawkins on the block, defended by Hunter Watson. Step through, can't get it to go. Good defense, and then a good defensive rebound to Hunter Watson. Sam Gonzalez, the junior, lone junior in the Bryan program, gets it across. Watson hands off to Arnold. And we've seen a little bit of the same thing Bath did the other night against the Bears. Coach Meister, we haven't really talked about it tonight. As Watson finishes off glass, and there we go. Senior gets to his average of 11 points. And then we get a whistle to get some substitutions. Tucker Watson will check out of his last high school game. Jake Arnold checks out. And Hunter Watson checks out as Asher Cito, Cooper Vollmer, and Tyler Tipton will check in for the Bears. The Bryan crowd and coaches show their appreciation for the big senior post who had a really nice senior year. 1:25 left, lead at 20 now, 61-41. Meister attacks to the rim, blocked by Cooper Vollmer at the rim. Good defense there by the youngster. Drew Meister, the senior, trying to finish at the rim, and he'll get a chance to come out.
3 times tonight he thought he was going to get a dunk, and 3 times tonight he did not.
He did not. And that one was Coop Vollmer meeting him.
Yeah, it did.
Really nice job by Coop. Bath will inbound. Get a shot from Evan Clark, misses everything. He's going to call that a pass and assist tomorrow when people ask him about it at school.
Absolutely.
That ends up in Brostrom's hands. He finishes off glass.
He'll post that on whatever social media things kids post on nowadays. I don't know because I don't have any, so I can't tell you what they're called.
And your life is better because of it. Ball gets poked out of Gonzalez's hands, goes out of bounds. We're going to get a couple other subs in. Luke Spitnail will give Cooper Vollmer a break, and Jeremiah Taylor will check in for Easton Kerr. So upside to this is everybody gets a chance to be on the floor. We saw this in the opening round game for the girls team in a happier situation. But everybody who dressed tonight now has got a chance to play in a sectional tournament game. As Gonzalez throws it into the backcourt and away. Turns it over. 50 seconds left on the main stop scoreboard.
And for people who have not coached, I understand. Like, this is really valuable for these kids right now, this last minute, because they get a taste of varsity action. They get a taste of tournament action, and sometimes that taste is what can drive you in the offseason. So I never discount how important these last minutes are in a game like this.
Sophomore Levi Grimm in for the Wildcats. There's all kinds of subs on the floor for the Wildcats. He gets it, Grimm to Brostrom. Nice cut, curl, and finish by the sophomore. Levi Grimm finishes off glass. Under 30 seconds left here from Bath. 65-41. Bath with the lead on the Bears. Tipton will take a corner 3, no good. Poked around by Taylor and Brostrom. Up ahead to Grimm on the run out, and he'll get another bucket. 10 seconds left now on the clock. Gonzalez will bring it across for the Bears. Loses the handle out to half court. Ball gets poked away, and that's the way it will end. So the Bears come down, struggle at Bath in their sectional tournament game, and their season will come to an end with a 67-41 loss at Lima Bath in the sectional tournament. Golden Bears will close out their year at 6-17 overall, a 3-4 record in the league. Bath moves to 15-8, and they will move on to next Tuesday night, March 3rd, in the late game at Paulding. We haven't seen a final score of the OG St. Mary's game, but OG had that pretty comfortably at the half, so I'd assume they will face the OG Titans in a rematch that Bath won earlier this year, so that could be an interesting game in the late session at Paulding next Tuesday night. So as they get things around for Bath to cut down the nets, we're going to take a quick break here, talk about stats from tonight's ball game, and wrap things up here from Bath High School.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Here in Williams County, we believe that no veteran should feel forgotten. Our Veteran Service Office is here to serve, helping with VA claims, pensions, healthcare enrollment, and so much more. We're veterans serving veterans with dignity, honor, and respect. Reach out to us today to see how we can help, because the only veteran we can assist is the one that doesn't contact us.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
All right, back at Bath High School as the Bath players and student section sing the alma mater, and they prepare to cut down the nets after their sectional championship.
That bring back some warm fuzzies for you?
I can still sing it. They taught us that in middle school, but like I said, ours wasn't themed after a Christmas tree, so we like to break that thing out every now and then. We sang it all the time. I can remember that. I'll remember that in the nursing home when I don't remember my own kids' names. So Coach Meister, what do we got for stats from this one tonight?
Oh. Here we go for the Bath. They were pretty outstanding tonight. 28 for 61 overall from the floor, an outstanding 26 for 46 from the 2 for 15 from the 3, 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Bath had 7 turnovers, 35 rebounds, 17 of those were on the offensive end, 10 points from the bench. For the Bryan Bears, they were 18 for 38 overall from the floor, 18 for 34 from the 2, did not make a 3 tonight, 0 for 4. 5 for 13 from the free throw line, again, an area they just have to improve on for next year. They turned it over 14 times, but only 5 times, I believe, in the second half, so a much better job there. 23 rebounds, 8 points off the bench. If we can look here real quick at individual scoring. For Lima Bath, Ripley with 2, Meister with 4, Grimm with 4, Cole with 7, Hawkins with 7, Welsh with 8, Clark with 9, and their outstanding senior, Logan Markley, 26 points and scored his 1,000th tonight. For the Bryan Golden Bears, Rhett McGill with 2, Tucker Miller with 3, Hunter Watson with 4, Jake Arnold with 4, Cooper Vollmer with 5. Tucker Watson will finish his career with a double-figure scoring night with 11, and Bryce Welling led them with 12. Figures lie and liars figure, only one figures matter. Final scores, Bath 67, Bryan 41.
All right, we're ready to wrap things up here tonight. Tough end for the Bears the last couple of weeks. Some lopsided losses for the boys. You know, that young team started to show. You said it too, it wasn't like we were playing a lot of powder puff at the end of the schedule. There wasn't a lot of easy ball games. You're playing some quality teams, but I will always be a little bit more critical. You've been a coach. You coached in this program. We've got expectations. As a coach, as a part of this community, as somebody that's watched this, and then as a parent in this program, my standards and expectations are going to stay high as well. And yeah, we did not meet those standards and expectations at the end of the year. And sometimes, and we saw a little bit in the first half tonight with the rebounding margin and the turnovers, we didn't match standards and expectations of effort, because effort doesn't take any talent. You know, playing hard doesn't have anything to do with your 40 or your vertical jump or anything else. So I think that's where in our boys programs right now, we've got to find a way to build some culture around that competitiveness and that desire to, for lack of a better way of saying it, is to want to look good. To if you get embarrassed, it's not okay. So hopefully that's something that our programs start to figure out in the off season, whether it's competition in the weight room or one of our programs figures out how to win some ball games and starts to build a little bit of pride that spreads into other programs. But right now I think that's something that really needs to be addressed, and I'm not talking by adults. The adults aren't the ones that are going out and playing the games. The adults aren't the ones that are doing the workouts. The adults aren't the ones showing up to open gyms. We got to find a way to build that through our boys and our programs right now, because if we want things to get turned around, it's going to start with our players. It's not going to start with the people that we have blowing the whistles.
It's not easy to build a program, and I know oftentimes people talk to me about the run that we had in the early 2000s. I remind them we were 8-34 the 2 years before. And I can remember we played Oak Harbor in a very similar game like this in the first game of sectionals, and we got hammered. We got hammered worse than this. And the one thing I did was I kept my seniors in the locker room. I wanted to talk to them. I made the underclassmen walk out and watch Oak Harbor cut the nets down. And I hope Travis Smith is listening, because he went a week and didn't speak to me. He was so angry that I made him go out and do that. But when it was all said and done, they got the point that, okay, I hate watching someone cut nets down. I hate the fact that it's not us. And then that goes back to what you said. Okay, you hate it. That's fine. You can say it. My question is, what are you going to do about it? And not what you do when the season starts next year. It's between this moment and the time next year starts. I think that's what you're talking about. That's the culture that's got to be built. So, in essence, I hope in their minds our kids are thinking about Bath cutting down nets. I hope it infuriates them. I hope it lights a fire under them. And then, like you said, they got to take care of business this offseason and find a way to get better.
Well, if you're a middle school student and you've walked in my office, or anybody else that's come to visit, you see some things on my whiteboard on the wall, and I point to kids all the time, and one of my favorite things that I put up there is well done is greater than well said. And it's time for action to speak louder than words, because your actions are going to show in everything that you do. You can talk as much of a game as you want, but it's time to put up and get to work and do the things that you need to do if these things matter to you. All right, well, I want to give it a little bit of an update here with swim. We talked about boys and girls 200 medley qualifying for the B finals tomorrow. Nora Koonsman qualified with the fastest time in the 50 free. She's also qualified for the first flight finals in the 100 free. The rest of the kids are waiting to swim. We also had 2 first-team All-State divers the other day with Ethan Bailey and Griff Diaz. Those kids will go up on the wall in Bryan, and we got a good chance that we're going to keep adding to those pictures from the swim program that'll go up on the Wall of Fame in Bryan High School. So congratulations to that program. A little premature, but good things are going to come here, but congratulations on those kids who have qualified already.
Yep, and tip of our hat to our seniors tonight. It's always tough when you're a senior playing your last game, and I think it'd be fitting before we sign off, talk a little bit about Tucker Watson and Tucker Miller. Jack Kennedy, his story is one that is one of heartbreak, but a young man who took that opportunity to become a good leader. And then of course Cooper Beltran, who a really good teammate. You watched him on the bench. The kid didn't play a lot of minutes. Some games didn't play. He was always enthusiastic, always cheering on his teammates. And those 4 kids represented us well as human beings in the community of Bryan.
Yeah, those are great kids. They're going to go on to do really good things. It's not like no one knows that when I talk about Jake Arnold on the floor or anything else, that's my kid. So, and I've got a little bit of inside information on the football team from the fall and now the basketball team here in the winter. And though the success has not been there with wins and losses, the one thing I can say is he's been really happy with these seniors that are his teammates. He was happy with the way they did things. He thought they showed things. They showed the right way to do things. He's really, I think, developed some friendships that are going to last out of some guys that were older and took young guys under their wing and tried to do stuff the right way. So it's on these younger guys now to try to follow that lead, because that's where, Todd Groschine and I talk about it all the time, where things started in the girls basketball program and started really with girls sports in general, was we had classes come through, set a standard, and then when you showed up to practice as a freshman or a sophomore, you better do things the right way or you're going to hear about it from some girls. And then they carried that over into other programs, and it can happen on the other side too.
And that's the thing. Really good programs and really good teams aren't always led by coaches. Most of the times they're led by players. The coaches just facilitate and continue to direct it in the right direction.
All right, well, we're going to wrap things up here from Bath High School. Tough end to the season for the Bears. We want to thank those seniors, those senior parents that have been involved in probably in basketball since those kids could pick up a ball and dribble, and they've gotten drove them everywhere they needed to be, got them to all the practices and games. And we all know how that is, and it's tough when it ends. It doesn't matter whether you were 6-17 or 17-6.
Yep.
It doesn't make it any easier when the season ends. And for those guys, that's the last time they're going to put on that Bryan uniform.
Yep.
So I'm going to give them and their parents a lot of credit. And, you know, like I say, I've been there a few times with seniors myself. It's not an easy process. So congratulations to those guys on the efforts that they put in and the time that they gave. One last reminder and one last thank you to the sponsors for tonight's game: the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, Baldy's Furniture, Stark's Plumbing and Heating, and Thiel Supply Center. We do get to do this one more time, at least, Coach Meister. We will be at Fostoria High School for a 3 p.m. tip. The Bryan Lady Bears facing off against number 2 in the state, 25-0, 41-game winning streak, defending Division IV state champion Bellevue Lady Red. I think we got them right where we want them.
Right where we want them. I think they're overconfident. I think they're looking past us. We say that in jest, but I will say this. You know it better than me, but I'm going to say it because I get to watch from an outside perspective. We won't back down from them.
Absolutely
we won't be
not.
afraid of them. And I tell you what, if they come in and they're a little overconfident, they're going to catch a dose of the Bryan Lady Bears. Looking forward to Saturday. You're in a district final. That is one of the greatest atmospheres in all of high school sports. So looking forward to the Lady Bears on Saturday.
All right, I want to thank our crew, as always. Came down early this afternoon to get everything set up here at Bryan High School. I sound like a broken record a little bit when I say it, but I want to thank Chris Malanga and these kids for coming and doing what they do, because I know it doesn't matter whether we got 5 people or 500 people watching it. There's a lot of people that appreciate being able to watch their family, grandsons, granddaughters, whatever it is, watch ball games, or people that are just interested, friends of the program. They get a chance to watch it, so thank you to these guys. Director tonight was John Dalrymple. Replay ran by Chris Malanga. Cameras run by Wes Lupo and Cam Reasoner. I want to thank Rick Armentrout back at Q96.5 helping us out on the radio side. This student broadcast is produced by the Golden Bears Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Bryan City School District, is prohibited. One final time for all of us at the Golden Bears Sports Network with Coach Tim Meister. I'm Brian Arnold. Final score tonight: Bath 61, 67, Bryan 41. We'll see you Saturday from Fostoria. Have a great night, everybody.